How's it going, GMC? I hope you all had a fantastic winter break and are excited for the spring 2021 semester. I'm Cadet Cadets, your Operations Group Commander, and my team and I wanted to take some time to introduce ourselves, share some of our personal experiences here in ROTC, as well as provide you with some helpful tips and tricks for your success this semester. But I also wanted to take a moment and address some expectations that I have for each and every one of you. Number one, I expect you to be prepared. Training is going to be different this semester. It's going to be a challenge, and you are going to be constantly evaluated. So if you're unfamiliar with any concepts or disciplines that you learned either last semester or in previous semesters, take these last few days leading up to Lead Lab 1 to prepare and freshen up on those skills. Review, and practice again, because come Lead Lab 1, I expect you all to be ready to perform. Number two, attitude. As the saying goes, attitudes are contagious, and one negative attitude can have a severe ripple effect on the rest of the training environment. You are expected to have a positive attitude, a team mindset, and a high energy at all ROTC activities, whether it be your air science class, lead lab, or PT. And third, and most importantly, is safety. Cadet Weirdo is going to touch on safety in a little bit, but the bottom line up front is you need to keep yourself, your friends, your family, and your wingmen safe during this pandemic. While there are vaccines being distributed across the country, we must remain vigilant. We must remain safe. And we are going to ensure that proper safety measures are put into place when in-person Lead Lab becomes an option to all of you. I hope you all enjoyed this video and are able to take something away from it. And on behalf of the entire Operations Group staff, welcome back and get ready.
Lead Lab this semester is not going to be easy for any of us. There are many challenges ahead of us, especially during this pandemic. Your safety and the safety of others is one of the main priorities in planning Lead Lab activities. This semester will have some similarities to what it was last semester, with some few changes. During the first 2 weeks of the semester, for Lead Lab 1 and 2, on January 28th and February 4th, Lead Lab will be conducted online. The first 2 Lead Labs following the UMD spring break will also be conducted online to allow rapid testing by the university for safe reopening of the campus facilities. As of now, all the other Lead Labs will be conducted in a hybrid form with the option to attend online Lead Lab or in-person Lead Lab. If you or someone you've been in contact with has tested positive for COVID-19 or have symptoms, please do not attend in-person Lead Lab. With that being said, we still highly encourage you and recommend that you attend in-person Lead Lab if these situations do not apply to you. While we do our best to ensure that anyone who attends in-person Lead Lab or online Lead Lab receive the same or similar training, past experience has shown that it's more efficient and beneficial for your development to attend in-person Lead Lab. For those who attend in-person Lead Lab, there will be safety protocols in place to promote your safety, the safety of others, and to minimize the risk for infection. Some ways to ensure your safety during Lead Lab will be the mandatory mask wearing, application of hand sanitizers, wiping down frequently touched surfaces, utilizing flight paths, keeping a 6-foot interval distance from each other as much as possible, filling out a COVID-19 questionnaire form every morning before Lead Lab, receiving temperature checks upon arrival at Lead Lab, and hopefully once it gets warmer, certain parts of Lead Lab will be conducted outside. Lead Lab this semester will be quite different for both IMT and FTP. FTP will begin Lead Lab at 0600, while the IMT begin Lead Lab at 0700. If there's any change to this plan, we will send out the information and we'll make sure that you know.
Drill is important because it instills in you different skills that you'll need for your ROTC and Air Force career. They will come in the form of followership when you're taking commands and instructions from your flight commander, or when you're a cadet flight commander, you'll learn critical thinking when you have to get your flight from point A to point B in a confined space. Or it'll come in the form of attention to detail, when you have to know the little steps and details for a certain procedure. The best way to get better at drill is to practice. You'll have your drill and ceremonies manual to refer to, and we'll provide you resources, but you need to be practicing outside of Lead Lab if you want to succeed.
In short, warrior knowledge is the knowledge of information regarding the U.S. Air Force and Space Force's history, ethics, beliefs, and overall values. AFROTC cadets are evaluated on this knowledge, which includes the chain of command, the codes of conduct, the Airman's Creed, and much more. In order to succeed in the program, I urge you to practice for at least 15 minutes a day, and with time, you will come to memorize it.
Hi everyone, I'm the 61st Squadron Commander this semester. I'm looking forward to seeing all the IMT cadets grow and learn new concepts such as drill, military customs and courtesies, wingmanship, and leadership skills. The following video clips are from your flight commanders for this semester, giving you tips and tricks for how to succeed.
How's it going, everyone? Cadet Byfield here, OG 61st Deputy Squadron Commander. My 2 pieces of advice for any new cadets would be to 1, get organized, learn how to manage your time, and 2, start looking into physical fitness. You're not going to succeed in this program unless you're physically fit.
My advice for those of you who are brand new to the program is to take as many risks and opportunities as you can. You're going to learn a lot that's new, and stepping out of your comfort zone will take you a long way. Don't be afraid to lean on those around you, and make sure you're encouraging them too, so you all can succeed as a unit. I look forward to seeing you all motivated, dedicated, confident, and ready to be excellent.
My advice to new cadets is to reach out to your peers, your fellow new cadets, and anyone else you may know within the program. Get to know them, be able to rely on them, and learn from them. Teamwork is the #1 skill that you can use to succeed both in ROTC and in the Air Force. So take advantage of your peers, take advantage of your resources, and do what you can to succeed.
The AFI are guidelines issued by the United States Air Force. I suggest that you start researching and familiarizing yourself with the dress and appearance section of it. When you come into LLAB every week, make sure that you come motivated, prepared, and ready to learn.
For cadets just entering the program, I would say for their first year in ROTC, pick the brains of those above them as much as they can. This includes FTP, so they can learn the concepts of followership and leadership and the ins and outs of the career ahead of them in the Air Force as much as they can. On top of this, learn about fitness and the actual concepts of leadership so they can strive for greatness and excel above their peers and really stand out in the program.
My best piece of advice for incoming cadets, especially new cadets who haven't been in the program yet, is to go online on YouTube and look up instructional videos on how to perform basic drill movements. Doing that and getting ahead of the curve will be very beneficial for you this semester.
The best advice I could give to new cadets starting at the program would be to make good organization habits. Organization will not only help you in your academic and ROTC career, but will eventually help you once you get into the Big Blue. Some good examples of habits you can work on now would be to learn how to use a calendar or notification system to remind you of upcoming appointments or duties, as well as to learn some more finer points of email software, such as filtering, undo send, and I hope this tip helps, and I look forward to seeing you all this coming semester.
In the next videos, 47 Squadron staff will be going over what it takes to succeed in the program as an IMT and FTP.
My biggest struggle for IMT year was being able to pick myself up after you fall, or after I fell, because you're always going to have at some point something that comes up that might make ROTC kind of go by the wayside for a little bit. But being able to pick yourself up and relying on other people so you can kind of get out of those frustrations and problems is the biggest thing to overcome.
The hardest part of IMT year for me was keeping track of all of the assignments for my college classes and the suspenses for the ROTC side of things. And the way I took care of that was to write down everything I needed to do for both sides, the date it was due, and then just making sure every day that I was doing whatever needed to be done.
My biggest struggle during my FTP semester was growing my confidence. I had to learn how to be confident at all times, even if I was actively making a mistake. One way I overcame that was essentially building my knowledge base so I had a reason to be confident, and then I also changed my mentality from how I look at mistakes. Instead of seeing them as solely a bad thing, I changed it to where I look at them as a learning experience.
So the hardest part of my FTP semester was just getting overwhelmed by everything. League Lab, DODMERB, the AFROTC, all my academic classes. It was all just piling on all at once and getting really hard to handle. So the way that I overcame that was learning to lean on my wingman. This program is impossible to succeed by yourself. So the sooner that you learn to lean and learn from your wingman, the more successful you'll be.
In the following videos, 47 Squadron staff will be going over their biggest struggles during their IMT and FTP semesters and how they overcame it.
Something that helped grow my leadership skill set was to participate in clubs and organizations that my university provides. This can include sororities, fraternities, sports clubs. It's a refreshing opportunity outside of the ROTC training environment, and some sports may include something that you're passionate about. So that's my suggestion.
So an important part of succeeding in your IMT semester is really buying into the message of why we train, why we drill, why we do stuff like that. It's easy to get demoralized, especially when you're not doing as well as you might hope. But a way to really motivate yourself is really buy into the message. Think, I'm doing this for a reason. This is helping me succeed. This will make me a better leader. My trainers have my best interests at heart. Really buy into that message, and you'll really be able to motivate yourself and succeed.
To succeed in AFROTC as an FTP, you need to start thinking about getting everyone on your side. It's no longer about just individual performance or the wingmanship that you have with a few close friends, although those relationships remain important. But it's now about whether you can get the entire unit working together as a team on your side to complete the mission.
What does it take to succeed in this program as an FTP? I can't answer that without giving you advice that's going to apply to your everyday life. You don't have to show up to LLAB. You get to show up to LLAB. You don't have to study your FTM. You get to study your FTM. It's not about what you do in LLAB, it's what you do before LLAB, and creating a positive mentality. And just by changing I have to I get to, you create this vision, and you start to think of everything as an opportunity. And when you think of everything as an opportunity, it becomes this attractive, desirable outcome that you want to strive for. And that is how you succeed in life.
You made it to the end of this video. Take the time you have left of your break and reflect on yourself and the advice that was shared by your trainers. Like I said before, this semester will present a lot of challenges. We will make it through together if you do your part and we do our part. We're very excited for this semester, and we look forward to seeing you all on January 28th for LLAB 1. Stay safe and stay ready.